What up, everybody? Some of y'all might have noticed over the last couple weeks, the stars have been promoting the clip from the credits scene of the Power Book 2 Ghost series finale that showed Tariq receiving a phone call. Building up for the anticipation for when Tommy finally makes the phone call to Tariq in Season 3 of Force. And I believe that I finally have the full conversation decoded with all the clues and Easter eggs from OG Power in Book 2 that were dropped during this conversation. I talked about this conversation in a video a while back, but at that point I missed one part of the conversation, and that was Tommy asking Tariq if he had his back. So the phone call begins with Tariq answering the phone and saying, "Yo, I haven't heard from you in a minute." And Tariq answering the call for Tommy alone goes back to OG Power Season 6, when Tommy and Tariq were remembering Kanan and dropping his ashes off the roof of a building. When after they did this and were talking about Ghost and Tommy having problems, Tommy told Tariq that no matter what happens, he'll always answer the phone for him. And Tariq said, "Same here, Uncle Tommy." So even though there's been a lot between them over the past few years, and Tariq hadn't heard from Tommy in a minute, he still picked up the phone when he called. Then this is when Tommy says, "Yo, Tariq, you got my back, right?" And this is why Tariq responds, "Yeah, I do. What the fuck's going on, though?" Telling Tommy that he does have his back, but also asking what's going on for Tommy to be asking him that. And having their back is something that's been said between Tommy and Tariq multiple times throughout the Power universe. Going all the way back to Season 1, Episode 2, at this point Tariq was still just a kid, and Tommy and Tariq were playing video games together when Tariq's man got shot or whatever in the video game. And Tariq said, "Come on, Uncle Tommy, you're supposed to have my back." Then in Season 3 of Power, when Ghost had moved out and was living with Angela, and Tariq went over there and stole the gun from her purse and brought it to school and got in trouble, Tommy went over to the penthouse and was talking to Tariq, and Tariq was complaining about Sean getting killed and Ghost moving out. And Tommy ended up telling Tariq that no matter what happens, your Uncle Tommy always got your back. And also notice that Tariq stole the gun and brought it to school before he ever met Kanan. He also had got into a fight at school and called Angela Ghost's side all prior to meeting Kanan. Because a lot of people blamed Kanan for Tariq turning out the way he did, but Tariq was already breaking bad when he met Kanan, and Kanan just guided him more in that direction. Tariq also asked Tommy if he had his back in Season 3, Episode 10 of Power Book 2 Ghost, when Tommy had told Tariq that him and Tasha had hashed things out. Tariq was trying to get Tommy to help him with a war with the Tejadas, and told Tommy, "Say I am all in. You care, right? You proved that by having my back." And even though Tommy didn't directly help Tariq at this point, I think he was involved in Tasha's plan to take out Monet. This is why both Davis and Tasha mentioned Tommy telling Tariq not to make a move against Monet. Then after Tariq tells Tommy that he has his back and asks him what's going on, Tommy goes on to tell Tariq about the problems he's facing in Chicago with Diamond, Jannard, and CBI. And going back again to Tommy asking Tariq if he has his back. One of the teasers shows Diamond and Jannard at the church that Tommy ends up shooting up. And Diamond's telling Jannard that they have no idea who could be having his back right now. And we now know for sure that Tariq's going to be one of the people who has Tommy's back. So after Tommy explains to Tariq why he needs his help, Tariq tells Tommy, tell him to bring the smoke and we'll come lay him the out. Simple. This is an Easter egg going back to Ghost Season 1, Episode 10, when Tariq was warning Tommy about gunning for Tasha, and Tommy told Tariq that he wants all the smoke. But after Tariq said that, Tommy probably started to feel a little guilty about asking Ghost's son to have his back fighting the war. When he tells Tariq, "Now Tariq, you know you don't have to do this if you don't want to." When Tariq tells Tommy that they're family for life, he'll be there, and he was on his way. And we already know that Tommy's big on family, and how Tariq's always called Tommy Uncle Tommy, and how Ghost and Tommy consider each other brothers. So no matter what was going on between them, they always had each other's backs. But Tommy even considered Tasha his sister, and at one point when Tommy finally confessed to Tasha that he killed Holly and thought she was going to want him to leave, Tasha told Tommy she understands why he did what he did, that they're family and they protect each other. So now the big question is, in what episode does Tommy make this phone call to Tariq? I definitely don't think it'll come in the first half of the season, because filming for season 3 of Force was from around April 2024 to August 2024, and Michael Rainey Jr. cut his hair back to the way that Tariq has his hair cut in the middle of June 2024, while also filming a movie around this time as well. So because of that, I would say that we shouldn't start looking for Tariq until at least episode 5. Tommy could potentially make the call in episode 5, and we could see Tariq in the second half of the season. Or it could be just the final 2 episodes, or even the final episode of the season. Similar to how it was when Tommy appeared in seasons 1 and 3 of Ghost, when he appeared in 1 episode in season 1 and 2 episodes in season 3. Another question when it comes to this crossover taking place is the timeline. And did Tommy already go back to New York and hash things out on the Force timeline? Because we never saw that happen or mentioned on Force, so we can't confirm. What we can confirm is that season 1 began right after the conclusion of season 1 of Ghost, and that season 1 of Force ended sometime right around the time jump that took place between season 2 and 3 of Ghost, because it was after Tariq beat his double murder case, but before Jenny Sullivan and Blanca teamed up on the Rico case. There was also a point in season 2 episode 8 of Force when JP found Kate drunk laying on the couch after she had been sober for a minute, and he asked Kate where she had been, saying he was worried about her, when Kate told JP that she was in New York, that she had to take care of a few things. So this could have potentially been when all the things from season 3 episode 9 and 10 of Ghost took place, and Tommy might have went back to New York off camera. Also keep in mind when Tariq went to Kate's house, she was drinking at that point, and it could have been when she went back to New York and relapsed. So if the timeline is still behind the book 2 timeline, then that means we could potentially see Tommy return to New York and see what happened from Tommy's perspective sometime in the first half of season 3. And we wouldn't be seeing Tariq until one of the last episodes when the Force timeline catches up. But if Tommy did already go back to NYC around episode 8 of season 2 of Force off screen, then that would mean we could see Tariq in Chicago a little sooner, like around the middle of the season. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.